assignment in Canvas yet, so I'm going to do that too. So what you're going to do, you're going to develop a character, okay? You're going to create your own character. Of course, it's not going to be this complex because you'll be using our favorite Canva, right, to create your character. So you're going to create a character. This is just ideas. My other classes, my visual arts class is actually doing illustrations, so theirs are going to be a little bit more intense because they're going to be using pencils and pens and things like that. But you're going to create your own character, okay? After you create your one character in Canvas, you're going to then, let me exit this, create what is called a storyboard, which, like Jasmine had mentioned earlier, is very much like a comic strip. It's the same thing. It literally is. So comic strips and storyboarding is what's called sequential art. Okay? Sequential means that it is in a sequence that makes sense. Right? So this story is a sequential piece of art. So they have their squares that tells their story. So for instance, their main character could potentially be this dog. This dog lives on an island, and he lives on the island with his master. So even if these were the only 3 slides or 3 sequential boxes, that would be you telling your story. Okay? So what you're going to do is develop a character in Canva. The best thing that you've got, and I'm going to share my Canvas screen with you really quickly, my Canvas screen. The best thing, and I'll write all of this down in an assignment, you would probably do best if you went ahead and created your boxes to build in. You don't have to though, okay? But you're going to be doing the same thing as a comic book like author, illustrator. You're going to be making a design, and I'm going to do it 11 by 17, 17 being the width. Make sure you change it to inches. I'll write all this down for you guys. So 11 by 17 is your large piece of paper. Right. So you have your blank piece of paper. Then you're going to first, of course, do a couple sketches of what you want your character to look like. So if I wanted my character to be a, let's see, maybe I want my character to be a cloud or something, okay? So maybe my character is a cloud, and then he's sad, so it rains, and then the next he gets to upgrade his life to be a rainbow cloud, okay? Like I just made that up. So if I went into elements and I type in, I don't know, blob, I'm sure cloud would come up, but you guys know, you guys are at a point where you can like develop your own things if you like. But if you have a cloud, I've got to make him into a character though. So here's my cloud. Things that make things into characters are, what do you think? Faces, maybe arms, maybe legs, right? Eyes. Oh yeah, definitely eyes. Was that window? I don't even know if you said that. So like you might look up an eye, or your best bet to make your own eyes would just be to for real make your own eyes. So I'm gonna make a real big eye first, and then I'll shrink it down. So there's my white circle. I'm gonna make another circle, make it black to be an eyeball, right? Shrink it down, put it on top of my person. That's a really big eye. So, but that's okay. I'm going to group it together too so that I don't have to move it. I'm going to make another eye because I think clouds should have 2 eyes. But your cloud might have 1 eye, right? So here I grouped it. So remember, grouping means that these pieces are stuck together. I can move them and they won't come apart because that's super annoying when you build something and it doesn't come apart. So I got some eyes. So maybe I want a mouth. So I'm going to look up a semicircle. Let's look up a cool mouth. That's kind of cool mouth. So I'm going to give him this mouth. No, I like this mouth. I'm going to be super basic, y'all. We're going to do this. Maybe that's going to be my frown mouth when he's sad and he's a rain cloud. This will be my happy mouth. how cute he is, y'all. Look at my cloud. This is such a happy cloud. All right, so now, there's a cloud that exists in my first panel. And then I'm going to copy him. So I'm going to copy all of him, all the parts of him. And now I want to make him be sad for some reason. So something happened to make him sad. So now I have my sad face mouth. I'm going to bring it down a little bit. And I'm going to bring it forward. You see how it went in the back of him? That's a great example. You see how it went behind him? You want to go position and move it forward. Okay? See, now he's on the back. Oh, y'all, I turned it the right way on. He's supposed to be sad. No, y'all, this is the cutest cloud ever. All right, so now he's sad. But when clouds are about to be rain clouds, aren't they gray? So I'm going to make him gray. Maybe this gray. He's sad. All right, so now, but I want him to be nice and fluffy and happy because now he's going to be a rainbow cloud. Okay, make him white. And I change the background. So background, remember, is here. You can change the whole color to the background. So I'm just going to make it a black background for now. You can be extra and do like something like this if you want. But I'm going to do black just for sake's sake. Just for simplicity right now. All right, so then I'm going to have to find a rainbow. Let me change the color of his eyes, right? So I'm going to ungroup it because I can't do it unless I ungroup it. So he's going to have blue eyes. Oh, that's not correct. How do I change one thing at a time? There you go. Give him, that's strange though. Blue eyes are strange. I'll maybe give him really light gray eyes. Ungroup it, click away, click back on the things you want to change. Remember, you hit the color block, and any colors that you have used already will be here. So I made his eye gray. And so now I'm going to look in my elements for a rainbow. Oh, that's perfect. Look at that. That one's nice too. But I only want a half of a rainbow. So I'm going to make it come out of him. And I don't want it to be in front of him, right? So remember, what do I go? Position and send it backwards. And you might have to hit it a couple times. Okay, so now I have like a character and I have built him. And now I want some words. So you got to make up a story to go with it too, okay, you guys? So you might have 3 panels. So if you wanted to, you could put these in blocks. It's actually nice to look at things. It's very organized when you put them into squares. So if I wanted to separate this, I could click on this little block here and move it and be like, this is the beginning of my story. See what I'm saying? You see how it looks nice and organized now? Because all I did was add a block. I might copy it. Remember proportions? Y'all remember proportions? How you're supposed to keep the distance the same between things? So if I want that kind of space in between them, I need to make sure that I keep that space in between all of them. Okay? Because that makes it nice and neat and clean, right? Let me move them over a little bit. So I might have to shrink it down. Another box, move it over, leave the same amount of space. You see how that's too far? That one's too close. See, now that's kind of the same amount of space, but now I'm hanging off the edge. So now I need to move everything over. Pay attention to the small things, y'all. You see what I just did? I made sure it was the same amount of space here, same amount of space here, same amount of space in between here. It's a little off though. But now I forgot to do the same amount of space here, unless you want to put a title. So now it's about the same here, same here, same here, same here. So keep your proportions, okay? So there's my little quick, like you guys can be a lot more, he can have legs if you want, he can be walking, he can have a background scene, right? Like it could be that it's getting gray outside and there's scenery happening and there's a whole thing happening here, okay? So I just wanted you guys to see how nicely